Look sharp, feel sharp, be sharp. Use Gillette Blue Blades with the sharpest edges ever honed. Gillette's cavalcade of sports is on the air. From Yankee Stadium in New York, Gillette presents the second game of the 1949 World Series. This is Mel Allen with Red Barber saying good afternoon for the Gillette Safety Razor Company as the Brooklyn Dodgers and New York Yankees warm up. Gillette is your radio and television host at leading sports events the year around. Over various networks, Gillette's cavalcade of sports airs attractions of national interest as they occur from time to time. Every Friday night, Gillette also broadcasts the major boxing match of the week, blow by blow, for fans coast to coast. Well, of course, this big town and the nation, and even around the world, as they heard the broadcast yesterday, as they saw it here, they're all buzzing over the dramatic suddenness with which yesterday's series opener ended a breathtaking pitching battle between the Dodgers' dazzling Don Newcomb and the Yankees' amazing Allie Reynolds. They were swinging and missing yesterday. Newcomb mowed down 11 Yankees, 2 short of the record set by Howard Emke. Reynolds struck out 9 Dodgers, 20 in all, 2 short of the combined record set by Denny Galehouse and Morton Cooper in the 1944 series. Yes, sir, they were swinging and missing until the last of the 9th inning when, as Walter Winchell so aptly put it in his sum-up, a great duel that ended with 1 pistol shot. And it was fired by one of the most remarkable marksmen in recent baseball history, Massillon, Ohio's gift to the baseball world, currently a resident of Ridgewood, New Jersey, Tommy Henrich. Let's just look at the record. Tommy Henrich on opening day hit a home run off Sid Hudson of the Washington Senators that won the ball game. It was in the 9th inning, the last half of the 9th inning, that won the game for the Yankees. The next day, in the 4th inning, he hit a home run off Calvert of the Senators that got the Yankees off to a 1-0 lead, and Rashi won the ball game by a shutout. 10 days later, against Tex Houston of the Boston Red Sox in the 9th inning again with 1 on, Henrich hit a home run to win that ball game 4-3. Approximately 2 weeks later, off Cleveland's Gene Bearden, he hit a home run in the 7th inning with nobody on. That was the winning run as the Yankees won that one 4-3. Later on May the 27th of this year, he hit a home run in the 1st inning with 1 on off Joe Coleman of the Athletics, giving the Yankees a 2-0 lead, and Lopat won that ball game by a shutout. And then, just a few days later, 4 days later, as a matter of fact, off Howie Judson White Sox, he hit a home run in the 7th inning with nobody on to break up a scoreless tie and give Rashi another shutout victory. The very next day, he hit a home run in the 1st inning with 2 on against Randy Gumpert to give the Yankees a 3-0 lead, and they went on to win that ball game. And that's the way Tommy Henrich has been hitting his home runs. On August the 6th, in the last of the 9th inning, the St. Louis Browns leading 8-7. Henrich hit a home run to tie it up. Joe DiMaggio followed on the next pitch with a homer to win it. And on the final game of the year, the one that won the pennant in the 8th inning of a tight 1-0 struggle, and with the Red Sox power coming up in the top of the 9th, Henrich hit one of Mel Parnell's curveballs into the right field seats to practically sew it up. And yesterday, in the opening game of the World Series, once again, it was old reliable. So it's amazing at that, as you check back over his record, how many home runs he hit during the course of the regular season that had the impact that the one did yesterday in the opening game of this World Series. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Guy Lombardo and his orchestra, Miss Lucy Monroe, and our national anthem. You know, there are many on the Brooklyn roster experiencing their first World Series. Campanella, Banta, Erskine, Minner, Newcomb, Palika, Almo, Cox, Rackley, Snyder, Whitman. And today's Dodger pitching choice, Elvin Rowe, better known as Preacher Rowe from Hardy, Arkansas. This 6'1" control artist is lean and left-handed. 31 years of age, and some 28 years ago, he remarked to his father when he was approximately 3 1/2, he did not like the name Elwin. His father said, "Well, son, what do you want us to call you?" He said, "Just call me Preacher," and it's been Preacher Rowe ever since. Has nothing to do with his profession, which we understand is a school teacher. He has won 15 games and lost 6 this year, and Bert Schotten has always said to Rowe, "Whenever you feel like pitching, that's your turn." Recently, he has taken a lot of rest between turns and has proved to be most effective as a result. For the New York Yankees, it's going to be Victor John Rashi, a 30-year-old right-hander born in Springfield, Massachusetts, sometimes called the Springfield Rifle, who won 21 games and lost 10 for the Yankees. A sandy-haired Husky of Italian ancestry, he pitched the Yankees to the pennant Sunday in one of the finest performances of his career. Now for the remainder of the lineups, ladies and gentlemen, for the Brooklyn Dodgers, as Pee Wee Reese trots out to home plate to exchange batting orders with manager Casey Stengel of the Yankees and the umpires. Pee Wee Reese will lead off and play shortstop. Johnny Jorgensen will hit second and play third base. Duke Snyder batting third, center field. Jackie Robinson hitting fourth, second base. Is Gene Hermansky, right field. Change in the Dodger lineup because of the groin injury suffered by Carl Furillo before the end of the regular season, and which bothered him and hampered him considerably yesterday. Marv Brackley will follow Hermansky in the order, hit sixth, and will play left field. Hermansky, who played left yesterday, will shift over to right. Batting seventh, Gil Hodges, first base. Hitting eighth, Roy Campanella, catching. In the ninth spot in the order, Preacher Rowe, pitching. For the New York Yankees, Phil Rizzuto leading off, shortstop. Hitting second, Tommy Henrich, first base. And a change for the Yankees as Casey Stengel goes with as many right-handed hitters as he can today against the left-handed pitching of Rowe. Hank Bauer will bat third and play right field. Joe DiMaggio hitting fourth, center field. Johnny Lindell batting fifth, left field. Billy Johnson hitting sixth, third base. Hitting seventh, Jerry Coleman, second base. Hitting eighth, doing the catching for the Yankees today, Charlie Silvera. And in the ninth spot in the order and pitching, Vic Raschi, R-A-S-C-H-I. So there are your lineups, and we'll just zip over them again very quickly. For the Dodgers, and this is the order in which they hit: Reese, Jorgensen, Snyder, Robinson, Hermansky, Rackley, Hodges, Campanella, Rowe. New York, Rizzuto, Henrich, Bauer, DiMaggio, Lindell, Johnson, Coleman, Silvera, Raschi. The umpires will be back to the plate, Art Passarella. Check that. Beans Reardon will be back to the plate. Art Passarella at first base, Lou Jorda at second, Cal Hubbard at third. Ed Hurley will be down the right field line, and George Barr down the left field line. So those are your umpires. Your lineups and your batteries: for the Yankees, Raschi and Silvera; for the Dodgers, Rowe and Campanella. By the way, fans, if you want to drop a statistical bombshell into a casual conversation over community problems and progress, just point out to your neighbors that enrollments in our elementary schools are increasing at the rate of 1 million children a year, and that by 1956, there will be some 7 million more children in elementary schools than there are now. This means that hundreds of thousands more classrooms and qualified teachers will be needed if our entire school system is to avoid a serious crisis. Find out about the school situation in your own community, and then write for guidance and help to the National Citizens Commission for Public Schools, 2 West 45th Street, New York 19, New York. Remember, better schools mean better communities. Rowe and Raschi are still warming up. Pee Wee Reese and Casey Stengel still chatting with the umpires at home plate, the ground crew, ironing out the skin part of the infield, putting on the finishing touches, and momentarily the second game of the World Series will be underway. And while we wait, the time is right, and we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
WOR and WOR-FM, your World Series stations in New York.
The crowd is buzzing. People are filing to their seats. There's no danger of rain as of this moment. It's rather cool. The wind is blowing in at the moment from left field toward home plate and is quartering across toward right a bit. It would not seem as of this moment that the wind would be a factor. However, it is a variable wind, and here at Yankee Stadium, frequently after the start of a ball game, the winds will shift and become a definite factor on long balls that sometimes are either caught by the wind or helped along on their flight into home run territory. The umpires are beginning to move to their positions. Everybody is beginning to settle back now and await the start of the ball game. Preacher Rowe just delivered his last warm-up pitch and is moving over toward the Dodger dugout. Rashi has already gone into the Yankee dugout to rest just for a moment, get a breath, drink of water, and the Yankees are awaiting the signal to dash out onto the field for the playing of the second game of the World Series. And a fellow who is anxiously awaiting the start of it, very eager to bring you his inimitable description of the first 4.5 innings of the game today, your friend and mine. There go the Yankees, and here comes Red Barber.
Thank you, Mel. Afternoon, everybody. And the Yankees go out to take the field and receive a thunderous ovation. And before we go into the play-by-play, we'd like to tell you that this program comes to you by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball. It is intended only for the private use of our audience. Any publication or reproduction of this program and commercial use of the program is prohibited. The Dodger bullpen contingent is on its way out to the bullpen, which is in an alleyway in left center field. Sam Narron is the bullpen boss, and he's taking 4 pitchers with him. Right-handers Carl Erskine, Jack Batter, Rex Barney, and left-hander Joe Hatton. And Barney's going down is somewhat of a story. Of course, as you know, when one ball club has lost the first game, they can't begin to save up too much. They've got to try and get even if they can. Manager Schotten, in his pregame thinking, said that it would be either Barney or Brancott as the starting pitcher for Brooklyn tomorrow over at Ebbets Field. But with Barney going down with the bullpen contingent right now, you have to figure that manager Schotten feels if he gets in the scrape, he'll probably come with Barney today. So it remains to be seen whether Barney works in the bullpen or whether he gets in the ball game. The Yankee bullpen crew will be the same as yesterday. Stengel said he was quite satisfied. He had the veteran Buxton and Sanford, right-handers, and of course the great left-hander Joe Page, who saved countless games and relieved 60 different times in the pennant race. So you've got the location of the bullpens. The Yankees in right center field, the Dodgers in left center. Out on the mound is Vic Rashi. Pee Wee Reese, who got Brooklyn's second hit and final one yesterday, is first up as we move into the ball game today. Fastball is over for a called strike. Rashi is primarily a fastball pitcher, uses a curve and a change, as they speak in the trade. He does not fool with knuckleballs, screwballs, that sort of stuff. He's a power pitcher, control pitcher, delivers fastball high inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the game's first batter, and absolutely no score. Reese up to be followed by Jorgensen, then by Snyder. As Mel pointed out to you, the wind is different from yesterday. Yesterday it was blowing out to right. Today it is blowing in from left. Reese hits a foul ball back. That was the changeup off the fastball thrown by big 6'1" Vic Rashi, who came up, if you'll recall, from the Coast League the last couple of months of '47 and practically pitched the Yankees into the World Series then. And in the series, he only relieved once and worked an inning and 2/3, so we didn't see much of him then. Last year, he just missed winning 20 games, and this year was the one for the series, Sunday. Big guy pitches, big curveball high, so he's now 2-2 with Reese. Milton Stark is Brooklyn's third base coach. Jake Pittler at first. The Yankees are going with the same infield. That's Tommy Henrich, the hero of yesterday's ball game, well, co-hero along with Allie Reynolds. 2-2 pitch to Reese. Swung on. There's a high fly ball into left field. Johnny Lindell is under it easily. Not a tough chance. A high fly. Makes the catch and straightaway left, and it is 1 up and 1 gone. So that's the start of Game 2 of the 1949 World Series. Gillette, very happy to send you this on the cavalcade of sports. The Yankee battery, Rashi, and back of the plate is Charlie Silvera. We not only had a talk with Yogi Berra, who caught yesterday, but we saw that left thumb, and that fastball of Reynolds really bruised it up. Left hand is very puffy. Johnny Jorgensen takes a fastball high outside, ball 1. No score, 1 man out, nobody on. Game has begun quietly enough. Outfield for the Yankees, Lindell in left, he just made the put out. Joe DiMaggio is in center field, and in right field it is Hank Bauer. Fastball through there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rasher relies a great deal on control, and one of his strongest assets is that everything that he throws with the same identical motion. He's a big man who moves easily. In fact, when you watch him pitch, you wonder just exactly what he's doing. His change is a big help to him. Spins, pitches 1-1. Jorgensen hits a ground ball wide to first base. Henrich is up with it, runs over to the bag, and makes the unassisted put out by a step and a half. So Tommy Henrich handles the first play, and the 2 Dodgers up are retired routinely, and stepping in is center fielder Duke Snyder. The Brooklyn batting order had to be changed at the last minute because of the groin injury to Carl Ferrello. He goes out of right field. Left fielder Hermansky moves over to right, and Marvin Rackley goes into left. Rashi delivers a fastball, swung on, hits sharply down to short. Up with it is Rizzuto, throws over to first by a step, and that's all for Snyder. So, Dodgers go down 1-2-3, top half of the first inning. The Yankees are coming in, and so the score is Brooklyn nothing and New York nothing. When series time rolls around, you naturally expect to hear the latest shaving news from Gillette. Yes, fans, and here it comes. Gillette announces the greatest shaving bargain ever offered, bar none. Today, stores everywhere have the famous Gillette Super Speed Razor with 10-blade Gillette dispenser in a brand new permanent styrene travel case, a big $1.75 value for only $1. Think of it. You get a fine, precision-made Gillette one-piece razor that changes blades instantly and shaves like a dream. You get a handy Gillette dispenser containing 10 easy-shaving Gillette blue blades. Yes, and you also get one of the most modern and serviceable razor cases you ever saw, all for $1. Ask for the special Gillette razor set featured on the series broadcast. Believe me, you'll say it's a beauty and a bargain. The last of the first inning, and the lean left-hander Preacher Rowe on the mound for Brooklyn. The stocky catcher Roy Campanella back at the plate. For the Yankees, it will be Rizzuto, Henrich, and Bauer leading off. The Brooklyn infield, Hodges at first, Robinson at second, Reese at short, and Jorgensen at third. The outfield is Marvin Rackley in left, in center Snyder, and Gene Hermansky is in right. He has played a great deal of right field. In fact, when he first came up with the Dodgers a few years ago, he came up as a right fielder, so his going in right doesn't make very much difference. The rotation of the umpires today, Beans Reardon of the National League back of the plate on balls and strikes, Art Passarella of the American League at first, Lou Jordan of the National League at second, Cal Hubbard, who was back at the plate yesterday, is at third. George Ball's in the right field corner. He's of the National League staff. And in the left field corner, it is Ed Hurley of the American League staff. Now Rizzuto, who is the shortest man in the series and one of the smallest in baseball. Right-hand batter, choking that stick up. Third baseman Jorgensen has to be in a little close because of Rizzuto's threat to bunt. Left-hander Rowe pitches. Fastball swung on, foul, out of play, and back to the Brooklyn dugout, which is on the third base side. It's a coolish afternoon, a fairly strong wind. The wind seems to be increasing in its velocity. It's coming in from left. In other words, it is a wind which is for the pitchers. It will hold up balls hit to left field and hold them up decisively. It will push a ball hit along the right field foul line, foul. Rowe deals, screwball, high outside, 1-1. This is the first World Series for Rowe to get in. So this is his fall classic baptismal. He's a very cool fellow. Delivers 1-1. Curveball swung on, drilled in the left field for a solid base hit. Rackley goes over, cuts the ball off. There's the throw going in the second, and Rizzuto, after his turn at first, holds on with the first hit of the ball game. A line single. He hit a curveball, curving into him, and belted it to left. So the Scooter, who is one of the most talented base runners in the trade, is now at first base. And Tommy Henrik stepping to the plate. Listen. Well, Henrik is the fellow that sent everybody home yesterday afternoon. He emptied the park. Bang, just like that. Left-hand hitter. Rowe throws over to first. Rizzuto wasn't off at all. Hodges is holding first base closer. The outfield swung around toward right. They have to play a little bit more toward right on Henrik than usual because of the wind. Henrik sets and takes a curve over for a called strike. He bluffed a bunt. We'll find out whether manager Stengel is bunting this early in the ball game. Probably not. Henrik sort of crowds the plate from behind. Left-hand hitter. He's a 6-footer and graceful. Rowe throws to first. Rizzuto steps back on. Skinny southpaw. Comes to his stop position. Delivers. Curveball low outside. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. When the Dodgers were coming down the stretch, they had some very difficult games with St. Louis. And Rowe is the fellow that pitched the ball games that kept Brooklyn alive. 1-1 pitch. Curve swung on, fly ball out into short right field. Hermansky coming in, getting under it, makes the catch in the right field corner. The throws to first base, not in time. Rizzuto back by a step. So, Henrik, first of all, roused the crowd a little when the ball began going toward right. But anyone watching the progress of the right fielder knew the ball was not going very far. Hermansky was angling in all the time toward the foul line. So he had one man gone. And as the events brought out, manager Stengel was not going to bunt with Henrik. He just had him bluff that one pitch. Hank Bauer getting in. This is his first series. Right-hand batter. Square across the shoulders. Outfield toward left. Rowe pitches. In at the knees. Throw to first base and catch a Campanella. Not in time. Rizzuto back. Bauer and Mapes. That is when Stengel could afford the luxury of switching outfielders. That is when he had enough out of the hospital during the season. He used them as alternates depending on whether the pitching was right or left-handed. Mapes a left-hand batter. And Bauer, as he stands there, right-hand hitter. No score. 1 out. Slow curve in under the hand. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Bauer backs out of there. B-A-U-E-R. Takes a look at the veteran third base coach, Frankie Crosetti, to say just how the Yankees want to play this 2-0 situation. Bill Dickey coaching at first base. Rowe checks first. Pitches. There's a ball hit foul outside third. Ground foul. 2-1. The ball tossed out to the mound. Rowe is not a power pitcher. He's a stuff pitcher. He's a control pitcher. He's what the trade would call a head pitcher. He's not an arm pitcher. He lost his fastball a couple of years ago. Got hurt. And he uses his fastball as primarily his change of pace. It's his best change of pace. But he uses different gate curves. He has a screwball, throws a slider. He just monkeys with hitters. Pitches. There is a fastball that is popped up back at first base. Robinson, the second baseman, comes over and makes the catch just in foul ground. Why the second baseman rather than the first sucker? Because Robinson, in running over, had the ball in front of him all the time. Hodges, to have made the play, would have had to have back pedal, which is sometimes rather risky. So 2 men are gone. Rowe using his fastball then as a change of pace, and Bauer didn't get around on it. So the jolter, Big DiMaggio, who made a fine catch on probably the hardest hit ball of yesterday's ball game. The ball that was hit, you know, by Robinson. That ball was hit away out there. Of course, this is a big ballpark. It is 461 feet to straightaway center field, 457 to left center, 407 to right center. It's a lot of acreage. DiMaggio, right-hand hitter, bends at the knees, then steps back out. The throw goes to first base. Rizzuto has opened up with a single, last of the first inning. He's the first 2 out. DiMaggio takes a sharp curve in under the hands, just missing, and it is ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. That pitch didn't miss by much more than the width of a Gillette blue blade. Close. Rose sort of drew in his breath when the call went against him, which is a habit pitchers have on close ones. Throw. Curve down at the shins for ball 2. 2-0. Rowe is sort of herky-jerk on the mound to a degree. He's never still. He's always moving around, just as restless as a cat with a hot foot. There's a curve swung on and fouled off. DiMaggio overswinging. The ball was slowed up. Rowe had pulled the string and given it a twist. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outfield deep on DiMaggio, round toward left. I'd like to have you keep in mind that the one effect of the weather today is the wind, which is blowing in from left field. Rowe checks first, pitches 2-1. Pass ball too high for ball 3. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. DiMaggio looking to see what the orders are. No score. The Yankees now may have Rizzuto on his way. He's an excellent runner. Threat to steal on his own anyhow. Rowe checks first. Rizzuto leads off. There he goes. The pitch is swung on. There's a long fly ball deep in the left center field. Snyder's got a long way to go. The center field is under it and pulls it down in deep left center. So DiMaggio hits a long fly. Center field Snyder gathers it in. No runs, 1 hit. So we have no runs. And for those of you who haven't seen Yankee Stadium, I don't know of a better fellow to tell you about the size of it, the dimensions and the distances, the triple decking, etc., than the guy who lives around here all summer long, Mel Allen. Mel, tell us.
Well, Yankee Stadium in left center field, where Joe just hit his ball, I think, which is a big reason that Red wanted me to step in here for the moment, is perhaps the deepest of any major league outfield. It's 457 feet, for example, to the point at the bleachers in left center. Just to the right of the flagpole in straightaway center, it's 461 feet. And at a point in right center, at the bleacher wall, is 407 feet. And then the stands sort of move in toward the foul line, so that at a point in right field, it's 344 feet, about, I'd say, 75 feet off the foul line. And in the extreme right field corner, it's only 296 feet, but the ball has to be pulled very sharply to get in there. And down the left field line, it's 301 feet right into the corner, but it drops off at the point where the left field grandstand is divided from the bleachers to 402 feet. So there's plenty of room for outfielders to chase balls in left center and in deep center and in right center. The balls have to be pulled very sharply to get into those seats without too much behind them. And now here we are, Red, with Jackie Robinson up in the second inning.
Robinson first up takes the first pitch, which is a sharp curve over the inside off the hands for a called strike. Robinson yesterday, as the National League's leading hitter, failed to get a base hit. He went 0 for 4. Rashi right-hands a curve inside, and it is 1-1. I noticed that Rashi has picked up the habit, started out with it, that National League pitchers use by and large over the year, trying to pitch in on Robinson's hands. 1-1 pitch. Change up ball low inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outfield toward left on Robbie. Second baseman Coleman, about 2 steps closer into second base than straightaway position. Rashi pitches 2-1. Robinson takes a fastball on the outside for a called second strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just a bit of a cross on that one. Now the big brunette right-hander stands quietly on the mound, takes the sign. Robinson out of plate. Now Jack is in. Rashi pumps once, pumps again, deals. Fastball swung on, lined over third into the left field corner for a base hit. Robinson's around first base. He's on his way for second. Here comes the throw from Lindell, and Robinson comes in standing for a line double in the left field corner. So Robinson comes up with his first hit of the series, and he's at second base. That looked to be a fastball in on the hands. It wasn't quite in enough. And Robinson, who, of course, is pitched to a great deal that way, has a habit of falling back. Also, he uses a thicker handle bat than most hitters just because he hits a lot of balls down on his hands. So he fell back from an inside fastball and pulled it, lined it high over third baseman Johnson in the left field corner for a double. And the batter up now is Hermansky, playing right field today, left-hand hitter. The pitch is a curve swung on. There's a fly ball out into short right field, close to the foul line. Second baseman Coleman over, makes the grab, and Robinson starts for third. Coleman slips and can't get the throw over, and Jack goes into third base. Well, Robinson was going to go. He's a daring runner, as you know, and his reflexes are instant. He's set at second base. That foul ball was deep back at first, and crossed the right field foul line. Second baseman Coleman could get to it better than anybody else. It rained, you know, right up to about 9 o'clock yesterday morning. And as Coleman recovered after catching the foul and set to throw, he had to hold his throw a moment as his foot slipped in the mud. And that, of course, guaranteed Robinson going over to third. So Hermansky a foul ball to the second baseman, and Robinson moves on the play over to third. So the Yankee infield is up, hoping for a play at the plate. And Marvin Rackley, getting his first World Series ball game under his belt. He's a small, diminutive, trim left-hand hitter. Kicks a curveball over for a called strike. Rackley earlier this year was with the Dodgers, then was traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates for Johnny Hop. Then the Pirates didn't like his arm, thought it was sore, and the deal was nullified, and so he was returned to Brooklyn. So here he is in the World Series. Robinson off third, no score. Right-hander Rashi deals. Fastball hits slowly up toward third base. Robinson has to hold. Johnson throws over to first base, and it's in time. Rackley is out. A bang-bang decision at first. Out Passarella, top of the play. Jake Pittler, the first base coach, lets out a holler, but that's all. So that's the second out. And Robinson had to hold at third. Rackley checked his swing and just trickled the ball up toward third. Robinson was not coming down on the play at all, so he was caught flat-footed. So that's the big second out. A nice play by Billy Johnson, who got a rifle for an arm. Johnson to Henry. So 2 are gone. Second inning, no score. And the batter is Gil Hodges. Big right-hand hitting first baseman. Rashi flew around the back of the mound, going for the rosin bag. It was a big out that he just got past. Second out, that means that no run can now be scored as a result of an out. Robinson jockeys back and forth off third a little bit. Rashi sets. Johnson playing a little close to third. Rashi comes to his top position, delivers. It's a curveball low. Well, that is interesting, that Rashi is not pumping with this runner at third base. Pitchers usually do that. No other runner on. But Robinson has stolen home 5 times this year, and he can misdirect the pitcher's attention as he takes his feints and his dashes down off third. So Rashi is just going to come to a stop position to hold Robinson up at third. Throw, fastball over, call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hodges the batter. In yesterday's ball game, Hodges was up officially twice. He can get a base hit and banged into a double play. No score. Rashi trying to get out of this jam. The sun is coming out brighter. The wind continues coming in from left field. 1-1 pitch. Too low. Over but low, just under the knees. And Rashi just sort of winced a little bit at that decision. 2-1. Johnson is moving out a little bit wider at third base. Robinson leading down off third, but he can't go very far because Rashi is not pumping. In other words, he is getting set. He's set now, deals, fastball swung on, drilled into left field for a base hit. So Robinson trucks in, and the Dodgers get their first run of the series, and Hodges goes into second base as Lindell errors on the ball. He fumbled it, the ball hit him on the chest. So Hodges, who knocks in the run, takes the extra base as the ball handcuffs Lindell in left. That's a line single, a run batted in, of course, an earned run, and Hodges gets the extra base as the error is charged against left fielder Johnny Lindell. So it is Brooklyn 1, New York nothing, and Roy Campanella is going to be purposely passed. There's ball 1. Campanella will be purposely passed to bring Preacher Rowe up to the plate, and Rowe is probably as notoriously a poor hitter as we have around the league. In other words, he's one pitcher who gets paid for pitching. Campanella being deliberately passed. Here's ball 3. Just a second. He'll be stationed at first base. And ball 4. Apparently, the catcher's position in the World Series on a deliberate base on balls is going to be the American League interpretation, where the catcher can move anywhere around in catcher's box, which is plainly defined. In the National League, you got to keep one foot back at home plate. Pitcher Raw, right-hand batter, feeling better about things. His pitchers are when they have runs to work on. It's now 1-0 Brooklyn. Rashi, who got past 2 big outs but didn't get the third one, is working for the third one right now. Hodges at second, Campanella at first. Fastball on the outside for a called strike. As expected, following the magnificent pitching duel of yesterday, there's a curve over, called second strike. As expected by most all the observers, the scoring would be beginning fairly early today. You just don't get pitching we saw yesterday coming right back to second day on both sides. That's not in the baseball book. 1-0, favor Brooklyn, 2 out. Pitcher up with 2 strikes on him in the second inning. Fastball swung and missed, strike 3. So that's the first strikeout for Rashi, and that closes up matters. A run, a couple of hits, 2 men were left. There was an error. So the Dodgers get out in front, and the Yankees come in now in the last of the second inning. Pitcher Hank Baroy of the Philadelphia Phillies is here to tell you that in his book, Gillette Blue Blades are #1 for shaving ease and economy. You're on the air, Hank.
Well, to put it my way, Gillette Blue blades shave easier than other blades, and I figure they save money too because they last a lot longer.
Well, also, Hank, you get better-looking shaves, don't you?
Yes, Red, they're much cleaner, much smoother.
Fans, for extra convenience, buy Gillette Blue Blades, 10 or 20 at a time, in the handy Gillette dispenser for the price of the blades alone. It zips them out unwrapped for quick, easy blade changing. Not only that, but it protects them perfectly. They stay factory sharp until used. Look sharp, feel sharp, be sharp. Use Gillette Blue Blades with the sharpest edges ever honed. Well, Hank, as long as we've got you up here, what about these 2 pitchers as you see them work? How would you characterize them, one pitcher to talking about others?
Well, they look like 2 different kinds of pitchers. We have Rowe out there, who is strictly a controlled pitcher. He has a screwball, a slow curve, and a fast curve. Rashi's more of a fastball type pitcher, throws a lot of fastballs and a sharp curveball.
Hank, you getting a bang out of the series?
I am. It's a very good series, and it looks like it's going to be a little different from yesterday's series. I think we'll see quite a bit of good hitting here this afternoon.
Well, imagine for a pitcher when the hits start going, a seat in the grandstand's all right. Nice to have you, Hank. Now we've got Johnny Lindell, first up last of the second inning. The outfield around toward left on him. He pulls decidedly. And Preacher Rowe, ahead 1-0, delivers. Lindell hits a sharp foul in the lower left field stand, strike 1. He hit well out ahead of that one. 1 strike as we move along. Lindell to be followed by Johnson and Coleman. All right-hand hitters. Stengel has got as many right-hand hitters as he can get. Rowe pumps twice, delivers. Lindell swings, and there's a high pop fly into short right center field. Robinson goes out from second. Hermansky, the right fielder, comes in. It's Hermansky under it, and he makes the catch. 1 up, 1 gone. And Billy Johnson.
Billy Johnson, number
won
24.
many a big ball game for the Yankees.
Billy Johnson.
He had a great World Series, if you recall, back in 1943. And the Yankees volunteer then books for the Cardinals. Right-hand hitter. Takes a curveball in under the hands. Ball 1. Yesterday, Johnson went 0 for 3. Struck out twice. Well, a lot of guys struck out yesterday. Rowe pumps. Deals. There's a drive hit deep under left center. Snyder's got to go. He's under it, and he makes the catch as the ball sailed on him. The wind is coming in from left field, and suddenly, I guess the ball was hit with some sort of English on it. As Snyder was going toward left, that ball darted back toward center. It just curved. It just a sharp curve ball. I don't think I've ever seen one sail this sharply. I think the wind helped it, plus probably some sort of English that was hit on the ball. But all of a sudden, it was just like it was going to curve right away from the center field end. Snyder just stuck out his gloved hand. The glove is on his left hand and grabbed the ball one-handed. That was an odd one. That was a tough one. Not as easy as it looks to be out there on the picket lines. Okay, now the batter is Jerry Coleman. Takes a fastball high inside. Ball 1. Frankie Crisetti, who can be easily heard all over the stadium. He's coaching at third now. Hollis up him up to the plate. Frankie's voice has always had that high carrying quality when he was playing shortstop for second base. You could hear him all over the place. Coleman, slender brunette, ready. Rowe's not slender, he's just plain skinny. You got to look at him twice to see him once. Ready on the mound. Rowe deals. There's a fly ball into right center field. Snyder, who's a busy young man, is under it and makes the catch. So for Snyder, that gives him 3 of the last 4 putouts. At the end of 2 innings, to check totals for the Dodgers, a run, 2 hits, and no errors. The run is earned. For the Yankees, no runs, 1 hit and 1 error, and the error had nothing to do with any of the scoring. 1-0 Brooklyn. And it's the Gillette Safety Razor Company, very pleased for the 11th consecutive year to be sending you the big fall classic, the World Series. And we'll pause now 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
For the tops in sports, listen to WOR and WOR-FM, your World Series stations in New York.